I am slightly higher than a noob. I'm not killing rats. I'm out killing, you know, baby murlocs or something like that. Sorry, they just have to die. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Dork Side. It is I, your neighborhood dork in the road, friendly neighborhood dork in the road. And today, we're gonna go check out another local covered bridge. I know, that's what the last video was about, but there's lots of them nearby, and soon we'll be out of them. So, not every video is gonna be about covered bridges, and I'm not even a covered bridge enthusiast. It's just that there's a bunch of them nearby, and I've always been curious to check them out, and it seems like a good place to go for a ride. So, we're gonna go out today and check out the Gilkey Bridge, which is, from what I've read, the lone standing reminder of the town, the once thriving small town of Gilkey, Oregon, which no longer exists. Let me apologize if there's any sniffling today. I got a little bit of a cold that I can't seem to beat, but that is not going to stop me from getting out and riding and bringing quality motovlogging content to you, the people. Making sacrifices for your entertainment. You're welcome. It's fine, I know. No, you don't need to applaud at your computer. That is ridiculous. But first, Silver Motorcycle needs food badly. How's it going, man?
Not too bad.
Thank you. Looks full to me. Well, the lack of towels is distressing. We're gonna get one. Maybe not. That's what we're looking for. Today's topic, because, you know, I think a covered bridge is cool and I'm excited to go check it out, but it's not like we're gonna ride around with nothing to talk about. That's crazy. Not talk to myself while I ride? That is just ludicrous to even consider. Today I thought it might be cool to do what is maybe a more traditional motovlogging topic, but I think one that might interest people who are in the position that who are now in the position that I was in a year ago, and that is a noob motorcyclist, or somebody who's getting back into it after a long absence. The actual topic of today's motovlog is Honda CB500F the best beginner motorcycle? Is it a good beginner motorcycle? Is it a good motorcycle for beginners? Somebody with very little to no experience. I think it's been an excellent, almost the perfect beginner bike for me. One of my concerns as a newbie motorcycle shopper was being able to get my feet on the ground, and I wanted to be comfortable if something went wrong, if I came to a stop suddenly or unexpectedly, or the bike started to tip, I wanted to know that my feet would reach all the way to the ground. And this seat height on this bike is perfect for me. I can flat foot both sides pretty much, almost. Well, the balls of my feet anyway, mostly flat on the ground. It feels really comfortable to me. Here, I'll do it right now. Yeah, balls of my feet. I can get the heels down if I stretch, but also I'm heavy and I'm compressing the suspension. So that appealed to me. In the beginning, the low seat height of this bike inspired confidence. And I think for a beginning rider, that's important. And so, reason one I would recommend it to a beginning rider is the ergonomics, the way that you sit on it, where your feet are. You feel very much in control. You can put your weight on the pegs if you want. There's not a bunch of extra pressure on your lower back. You're not required to hold yourself upright like on a sport bike. What's up, buddy? None of that stuff. So, it's very comfortable for the most part. So, seating position, ergonomics, very, very beginner friendly, I think. Another reason why I think it's an excellent beginner motorcycle is the power and the power delivery. It's a V-twin, it's got a nice smooth power delivery, and there's not too much of it. People say it's more fun to ride a slow bike fast than it is to ride a fast bike slow, and I totally believe that. And I think I've pushed it pretty hard. There's probably there's more, which is good. I want to have a little bit more, but not so much that it's intimidating. Things like, when I talk about it being forgiving, clutch work doesn't have to be as precise as it does on a more powerful motorcycle, because you can let the clutch out and it will jerk forward a little bit, but not so much that it's uncontrollable or intimidating. So this bike, I think, is in a really good spot between beginner friendly and forgiving and journeyman experience, still fun to ride. I've still got my turn signal on that whole time. I'm so good at that. So I love it for that. So reason one is ergonomics. Reason two is the power is a sweet spot, I think. like I said. Reason 3, it's a Honda. Do I need to say anything else? It's a Honda. Like, if you are, shall we say, inexperienced with maintenance like me, you're going to be good for a while. The service intervals are pretty far apart. You know, you got to change the oil, you got to clean the chain, you got to check the, you know, the air in the tires. You got to do all that. But for the most part, it's going to run, and it's going to run for a long time, because Hondas are very reliable motorcycles. People say they're reliable, but not exciting, and I don't know. I'd rather have a reliable bike. I'd rather have a less exciting bike that I know is going to run all the time. What is this bicyclist doing? Than, what the hell are you wearing? Than an exciting bike that can only run half the time. Like, so it's beginner friendly in the maintenance department too, and not expensive. Gas mileage is great. This bike, I can regularly get 50 miles to the gallon, and the tank is a decent size. I can get a couple hundred miles out of it. So, and it has a fuel gauge, which is nice. So it's a recent innovation in motorcycling, I'm told. And the river is pretty. So if you are a complete and total noob, like I pretty much was, I don't think you can go wrong with the 500F. There are other beginner bikes out there. If you're looking for a cheaper starter bike, you know, the tried and true 250 Ninja is always a good option. You can always find those for like $2,500, $2,000, and supposedly sell them again for the same price. To answer the question, is it a good beginner motorcycle? Absolutely, and I would recommend it to anyone. Personally, speaking as a person who was a beginner and is now still a beginner, but less of a beginner, I would wholeheartedly recommend this motorcycle to anybody interested in getting into motorcycling. Now, having said that, it's not perfect. There are a few things I don't like about it, or maybe I like less than I wish I did. First and foremost, the seat. It's fine for short rides. I'm good for 30 to 40 minutes typically, but eventually the seat becomes very uncomfortable. The amount of padding underneath your butt is minimal at best. Just know going in, it's not a great long distance bike. Unless you maybe weigh less than me or have a, shall we say, more tolerant posterior. It's a sport bike. It's classified as a sport bike, which is ridiculous because if you ride the thing, it's got 47 horsepower. Ooh, there's our bridge. It's not the same as a super sport or a 600R or a liter bike, but the insurance is similar. But disadvantages, seat's uncomfortable, the insurance is ridiculous. And I've looked at bigger bikes, and like for instance the 650 V-Strong, and the insurance is half as much. So for some reason classified as a sport bike. This is the Gilkey Bridge, by the way. It's a place to be today, apparently. It's hopping. This place is hopping. Single lane bridge like many of the covered bridges out here in the fine state of Oregon, the beautiful Willamette Valley. Gilkey Bridge? Why do people just sit at the bridges? It's weird. Are you motovlogging? It doesn't look like you are. Gilkey covered bridge, built 1939. So it was reconditioned in 1998. The story was in 1997, somebody hit it with an overloaded vehicle and almost knocked the bridge down. It busted a bunch of the trusses, and it was failing to support its own weight. So this is the Gilkey Bridge. So here's another motorcycle, bro. There's a brodercycler. Got the nod. Sorry, I was using the clutch so I couldn't wave. Well, we got a slight nod. The chin lift, the international, what's up? Everyone knows that one, right? See that beautiful piece of early 20th century engineering? It's wonderful. And that's a beautiful piece of history, ladies and gentlemen. Gilkey Bridge. Oh, this is like an inspector. He's like inspecting things. Interesting. How's it going? So that is the Gilkey Bridge, and if you look around, you see the bustling metropolis that is the town of Gilkey. So anyway, back to the cons. Con number 1, uncomfortable seat. Con number 2, insurance, ridiculous. Con number 3, and this is more of a specific con, depending on what you want to do with your bike, but not really super capable of attaching or hauling gear. If you want it to be a touring bike, it isn't. So if you want to turn it into a semi-capable touring bike, you would need a $250 seat and $500 in side cases, and then if you want to go crazy, a top case for another couple $100. But if you're not interested in that, if you just want a bike for dinking around town or a good commuter bike, it's a great motorcycle. I think the other question is it just beginner friendly? And I think the answer is no. I think it's a fabulous motorcycle, like, for anyone, as long as you understand what it is and what you're getting into. If you're just like a normal dude who wants to ride around on a bike that's fun, dependable, not too crazy. This is a great bike. It's a great normal bike, and I think that's its strength, is it can do a lot of things okay. Like it's a jack of many trades but a master of none. You could go on a long multi-day ride with it if you wanted to wear a backpack, but it's not a touring bike. You can try to go fast and stuff, but it's not a sport bike. It's a baseline standard motorcycle. It's reliable, it's not horribly expensive, and it's really fun to ride. And I think if you're thinking about getting into motorcycling and you have the means to acquire a CB500F, it's a great place to start. To answer the question that was posed at the top of the video, is the CB500F a good beginner motorcycle? Absolutely. But beyond that, the CB500F is just a great motorcycle. Thank you for watching. I hope if you're interested in the CB500, that my comments and things I said were useful and helpful. And I just want to say thank you for watching. And if you like what you see and want to see more nerdy motorcycling content, like our Motovlog gaming series, or more motorcycling while talking about more nerdy topics than this, like the Star Wars video, please feel free to like, subscribe, and until I see you again, just remember to be excellent to each other.
Excellent!
I swear to God, I'm not obsessed with cover bridges. They're just close by and kind of cool.